Hello and welcome back to another video. It's the year 2016. I thought I'd take an updated look around my games room. So there hasn't been that many changes, but there have been some. So as you can see, got a nice chair in here now, the IKEA Poontang. And I must say this is a very comfortable chair. I'd highly recommend this. I believe it cost around £55, including the frame and the cushion. So cannot complain. Got a couple of spare chairs here for guests. Unfortunately, I'm not drinking alcohol this January, so I've been treating myself to some beverages such as these. Although that didn't last long last night, I must admit. So just taking an overall pan around. I have still got my Bang & Olufsen television. It's actually in my bedroom at the moment, just because I wanted the space to have all my systems set out. So if you've not seen one of my room tours for a while, I did eventually get rid of all of my PlayStation stuff, all of my Super Nintendo stuff, and decided rather just to focus on the Sega things. It was really a space issue more than anything else. I'm not denying that those consoles are fantastic and they have some absolutely incredible games on them. It's just I literally cannot store it all, or indeed play it all. So got my arcade stick that I made for the Mega Drive, has worked absolutely flawlessly since, no problems whatsoever. A bit more Sega love in here with the Saturn and Dreamcast. Play quite a bit of the Dreamcast now, that has become my hot console. Really getting into that, as well as the Saturn with that rock steady 240p output. Down here we've got usual obligatory box of cables and controllers, spare Neo Geo arcade stick, a couple of brand new Dreamcast controllers. Moving along at the bottom of the television here is actually my Dreamcast and Saturn collection. There are still Dreamcast games I would consider owning. Whether I'm going to buy them or not remains to be seen. I have got a couple of duplicates, so it would probably involve shifting those first. Unfortunately, unless you can read Japanese, you're not going to be able to see what these games are, but I actually prefer them that way round. With my OCD, I don't like the CD cases being the incorrect way round. A couple of NG Dev Team titles there, Link Lead, of course the Dreamcast arcade stick, solid piece of hardware. Just down here we've got the Neo Geo stick lurking. Of course here's the AES. There is a new game coming for that this year, so, or hopefully this year, we shall see. I'm in no rush, hopefully NG Dev Team make a fantastic job of it. Trusty Sega Mega Drive there, Mega CD, as you can see. Got the Honeybee in place, got that from Paul Griffo recently. So here's the television, Sony PVM. Managed to get this a little over a year ago, absolutely bargain price of £60. Picked it up pretty locally. You cannot deny the condition of this thing, absolutely outrageous. I did think there was an issue with the picture quality, there was some sort of interference, but I'm starting to think now it's actually down to the consoles, because the clarity is so good on this set, it picks up any imperfections, but certainly the Saturn is completely flawless. So next we've got a little digital amplifier. I bought this for about £20. In fact, it was less than £20 on eBay to power my JBL Control 1s, and it's not too bad. Not too bad. You can hear a little bit of interference, but that's a known thing with the Sega system. So next we've got my new laptop, the Lenovo ThinkPad, a very basic £150 job. You can make videos on it, but I don't expect to be doing a great deal of editing. It's just basically so I can surf the internet. So obviously JBL Control 1s, lovely speakers, nice little television. Don't know who that handsome chap is. Another Dreamcast controller, Tango Man, I've owned him since the 90s. There's another speaker. Super Mario! Yes, my girlfriend made that, quite like that. A little bit of Star Wars goodness. Some posters. Randomly pulled out of games. And my Mega CD collection. which I think it's quite an underrated system, and I actually really like the PAL artwork. Bit of a shocker, I know. Sorry about the glare. It is rather difficult because it snowed last night, so it's nice and bright outside, but the lighting in here is not the best. So, Sega Mega Drive collection, probably my favourite console of all time. Certainly my biggest collection. Nothing has gone anywhere really in terms of what I own. I've let a few titles go for space reasons, but still a pretty solid lineup. The mystery game there. Some more Japanese goodness. And even though I've got the EverDrive, it's just not the same experience to me. I just keep that out of the way and just use it when I go to my friend's house, to be honest. I'd rather just play the cartridge version, even if it means playing the PAL version over the NTSC one. Crazy, I know, but that's the way I'm rolling. So a little bit of PAL loving down here. And a few of those titles would be very expensive to replace with the Japanese or NTSC-U versions at this point. And of course it's nostalgic to me seeing these PAL games. These are what I seen when I used to go and buy games from a Mega Drive back in the 90s, so there we go. And last but not least, I'll just open this up. Here's the old oak games cupboard. I used to have everything crammed in here. To be honest, perhaps they were better days. But it's nice to see the Neo Geo games on full display. Unfortunately, the Lego Carpenter looks like I had a few too many drinks last night. So no real plans to buy further official Neo Geo games, but never say never. Twinkle Tail, fantastic game. I love the history behind that, and it is steadily increasing in price, unfortunately. You don't see it that often though, so at least it's not one of these games that fetches a fortune but is actually really quite common. And a little bit of Game Boy loving there. So that's pretty much it. But I have to be honest, this lot keeps me busy all the time. When I've got a spare hour or two and I come up here, it's just like heaven really. It's everything I ever wanted. So I would say I'm very content with my collection, and there's probably nobody out there that I would swap with, unless of course I was just going to sell it all and profit the money and move to a desert island and never speak to anyone again. But obviously that's probably not going to happen. So that's it for now. I thank you for watching. Hopefully upload some more videos soon.